And here we go. On this Monday, it is the 13th day of June, 2022, and you are in the midst, live. Real Talk Memphis is on the air. I am your humble host, Chip Washington. Very happy to be here tonight. Very happy to be back in the air chair and see my folks, Nicole and Lola, in the house this evening. I hope you have been doing well. I hope that since we last communicated a couple of weeks ago, everything has been going swimmingly for you. Just in case you didn't or were not aware, it's pretty hot outside. And when I walked in here, I checked my phone, it was 97 degrees real temperature, 109 degrees feel like temperature, or that's what it feels like, to your skin out there. So this is dangerous heat. And there is an excessive heat warning in effect until, 11 o'clock tonight. We're going to see temperatures in the mid to upper 90s each and every day this week, probably until Sunday. Heat indices will be at 100 degrees or higher every day for the remainder of this week. So, having said all that, let's exercise the common sense that some of us were born with. And, just kind of take it easy. If you don't have to be in the heat, don't be in the heat. If you don't have to be outside, don't be outside. If you are outside, drink plenty of fluids. And no, I don't mean the kind that make you buzz. I mean the kind that actually help your body. You know what I mean? Water, H2O, agua, whole 9 yards. Once again, it's a beautiful day. It's just extraordinarily hot outside. Before we get too far into it, you always want to know how to get this fine piece of radio broadcasting. Well, you can do it in a few ways. We are on the air right now, live, 91.7 on your FM dial. You can catch us. We are also on the WYXR app. We are on TuneIn as well. We're doing this little thing called Facebook Live, if I could ever get it to come up on my phone. And we will be posting to YouTube a bit later on tonight or tomorrow. And as the show is a podcast, once they post the show tomorrow, you will be able to pick it up wherever you get your podcast, because, we're a podcast. All right, now that we got all that out of the way, we have a pretty good show tonight. And I think everything has to do with timing, of course. And in reference to one particular guest we have a little bit later on in the show. But we're going to be speaking with Ron Olson, another radio legend in this city. Been around for, 3, maybe even 4 decades. We'll find that out a little bit later on in the show. Currently on 104.5, The River, each and every morning with his longtime cohort, Karen Perrin. So we're going to talk about his career. He's also a Tennessee Radio Hall of Fame inductee. We'll talk a little bit about that as well. A little bit later on, we're going to talk with someone who is, I would say, an entrepreneur, someone who has a keen business sense, and the timing couldn't be even more impeccable. Kiamesha Wilson is going to join me. She is the owner of K's Pints and Scoops Ice Cream, which is in Whitehaven. So just in time for the sweet treat. We'll talk a little bit about how she ended up doing this and where she hopes to take her business from here. And in just a few minutes, we're going to talk with Bacarra Mauldin. Bacarra Mauldin. She is the chief of staff of MATA, our transit company here in town. She's going to talk to us about what's going on with MATA. They recently got funded again. They got some new routes. They got some more money and some programs and some things that we wanted to kind of find out from her what's going on with MATA and how you can benefit from that as well. Before we move any farther in the broadcast, we do what we always do this time of show. We celebrate you. And we do that by wishing you a very happy birthday. But we can't do that until I say, hit it, Lola. Happy birthday! So This is going to be a very short birthday list unless the ladies here have anybody. I knew it. Lola's always like last minute with this stuff. But anyway, happy birthdays going out to Trey Moore, to Verda Phipps. Deshaun Young is celebrating a birthday as well. That's it. 3 birthdays on this June. But let me step out here and find out what Lola wants. A belated happy birthday goes out to Mr. Corey Hollywood. And an early birthday to Sugar. Did I say it right? Sugar? Well, we are congratulating each and every one of you for celebrating your birthday today. If you celebrated over the weekend, happy belated birthday to each and every one of you. If you have one coming up this week, happy future birthday coming up to you. And we hope to be here next year, same place, same time, as we celebrate yet another trip around the sun. Happy birthday to all. Thank you, Laura. So, started out, really the big story is the heat. And, this time of year, you have to start looking out for other folks. The elderly are particularly vulnerable when we have heat this hot. To put this in perspective, there are entire summers, like every year, a whole summer will go by when you don't even see an excessive heat warning issued for the Mid-South. And let's see, the last time one was issued, or the average date of the generally first, heat warning that we get is in July. So that should tell you everything you need to know about how dangerous this heat is out here. The heat warning went into effect at 11 o'clock this morning, and it will expire at 8 o'clock tonight. Now, just because the sun goes down doesn't mean that it's not going to be hot, because I checked, and the heat, the temperature about 8 o'clock tonight will be about 91 degrees. So we have some pools, swimming pools are open for the young folks, and also cooling centers are open. Check with the city. If you are in need in particular of a cooling center, check with the city to find out where they are, what the hours are, and take advantage of this particular situation. And as I alluded to a minute ago, the elderly, they have thin blood. So, what we feel, they feel the opposite. So please check on your elderly, check on your, elderly folks, your friends, your family members, and just make sure that they're okay, that they have plenty of water, that they stay out of that heat, and try to take care of themselves. Also, take care of your pets. Make sure your pets have plenty of water. Keep them inside. Do not walk your pets in this kind of extreme heat, because the sidewalk is hot. The concrete is hot, and it can burn their paws. Okay, so just a nice little word of precaution from me to you. This is Whitehaven Black Restaurant Week. Did you know that? It starts today, and it goes through Sunday. It actually is kind of they wanted to sync it up with Juneteenth, and Juneteenth is this Sunday as well. So. Go to the website, check out the restaurants. I think there are 11 this year that are a part of the Whitehaven Black Restaurant Week, and Miss Kiamesha is part of that. Her ice cream shop is part of that as well. So go out and support these black businesses, because they could use your support. Not going to say a whole lot about what's going to happen on Saturday. We do have an ex-president who will be in will be in South Haven on Saturday holding a rally. Juneteenth weekend. How about that? Yeah, okay. Enough said about that. Congratulations to the University of Memphis, who hired a new baseball coach. He's a baseball veteran with some unique experiences, throughout every level of the game. Carrick Jackson has been named the new head coach of the Memphis Tiger baseball program following a national search. And he is the first black to be selected as Memphis baseball coach. The last one is retiring after 18 years on the job. So congratulations to Carrick Jackson. And I don't know if you were aware of it, but there was a big movie premiere in this town last night. Speaking of Whitehaven, there is a new Elvis movie that has been made that is coming out in a couple of weeks. They had a big red carpet premiere last night over at Graceland, and the stars of the movie were there. Tom Hanks is one of those folks, as well as the young man that played Elvis. We saw a Priscilla Presley sighting. We also saw a Lisa Marie Presley sighting, which we don't see her very often. So kudos and congratulations. We'll see how the movie does. Advanced word shows that things are looking good. Lisa Marie, I believe, said that this is the first movie about her father that she has seen that is actually worthy of it being done. She thought it was a very good portrayal, and she thought the story was very good as well. So, we'll see what happens in terms of that. Elvis movie coming to a theater near you. We all know that in our town, violence is an everyday thing. We had several shootings over the weekend. I think 3 deaths and 6 or 7 people shot within a 12-hour period. What else is new in reference to that? So we just continue to pray, continue to try to find answers, to search for answers, to see exactly what and or if we can do anything about the violence that affects us all on a daily basis. And I got to be honest with you, I always kind of keep my head on a swivel, and I worry about my girls here. When we leave the studio, I worry about everybody. I want to make sure everybody's safe and everybody, comes and goes safely. So you need to do the same out there, okay? Because it's no joke, all right? And sometimes heat makes crazy people even crazier. That's all I'll say about that. Before we go to our first break, I want to say hello to Sarah Gum. She is watching us right now, as is Edward Stanton. And a couple of other folks are watching too. I can't see who you are. But we're going to take our first break. This is Real Talk Memphis. Oh, and by the way, did I mention that when I went on my vacation, I had a nice time for the most part, but at the end of the vacation, I got sick. I got so sick, as a matter of fact, when we landed back here in Memphis, I went to urgent care to be treated. Turns out that I was either looking at COVID or something else. Well, it wasn't COVID, thank God. They gave me a test for COVID. It was no COVID, but I did have the flu. Remember the flu? Yeah, a lot of us don't talk about that much anymore, but I got it. And it kind of knocked me down a little bit. I'm still feeling it a little bit in the throat and chest a little bit, but hey, you can't keep a good radio show host down, right? Right. First break, Real Talk Memphis. Glad to have you with us. I'm Chip. You know who you are. We will be right back.
If you like Real Talk, here's a way you can get involved. Do you have a show topic idea or suggestion? Want to be considered a guest or have a guest idea? Then send Chip a message on his Real Talk show page and you can be a part of the Real Talk experience. So as he always says, go out and tell somebody. We'll be right back.
Come on now. You know we couldn't honor Memphis music without showing our love to the innovators from the Bluff City who left their influence on Southern hip-hop. WYXR Stereo Session presented by Menfo and NextAir returns with our celebration of The Antidote, the 1994 LP by Endo G and Lil Blunt. The Memphis rap album was released on Luke Records, home of the legendary 2 Live Crew, and serves as one of the world's earliest entrees into the Memphis rap sound that remains as pervasive as ever in today's musical landscape. Pull up and listen with us, with special guest DJ Just Born in the Memphis Listening Lab, June 15th at 6 p.m. RSVP required for admission. Visit WYXR.org for more details.
This stereo session is sponsored by Tone, the Memphis Listening Lab, Orion, Humanities Tennessee, and Via Productions.
The next round of our collaboration beers with Crosstown Brewing Company is ready. Take a walk down the tart end of the street, where soul music meets a fruity and flavorful sour beer with notes of pineapple, peach, and apricot. You can find the beer at grocery stores and other local Crosstown Brewing Company retailers. A portion of the proceeds goes towards helping WYXR and supporting community radio in Memphis. Visit crosstownbeer.com for more information.
The Orpheum Theater Group presents the new On Stage at the Halloran Center season, which kicks off this August. Experience a diverse array of live entertainment with music, magic, and more, including the return of the popular Orchestra Unplugged and Songwriter Series events. For more information and to view the full lineup, visit orpheum-memphis.com/onstage.
Get Real Talk on the TuneIn mobile app under WYXR, and he's now streaming live on Facebook. And you can also catch a rebroadcast on YouTube. Just put WYXR in the search box and hit subscribe. Now back to more Real Talk with Chip Washington.
And welcome back to Real Talk Memphis on this Monday evening. Chip here, very glad you are along for the ride. And speaking of rides, one of the things that we value the most in our city is our transportation. And I'm speaking, of course, of MATA. And we've not talked a lot about that, but they have been fully funded here, have gotten some more money recently, and they have some new routes and some new programs and things that are going on. So I thought it would be nice to have someone to come on the show to talk a little bit about this. And I am very pleased and happy to welcome Bacarra Mauldin. She is the Chief of Staff of MATA. And Bacarra, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for inviting us to be here.
Absolutely that. So MATA, of course, is a wonderful institution in our city, and a lot of folks depend on it. I know that there's always been a lot of back and forth in terms of funding and a lot of other challenges that the company has had. But it seems as if the folks at the county commission are listening, and so are some other folks. So tell us a little bit about. I realize that there was some new funding that was passed along your way. So tell us a little bit about that, and tell us about some of the changes that are going on at MATA.
Well, it's an exciting time at MATA, absolutely, and an exciting time in the city of Memphis. Mm-hmm. We currently have an ordinance that is up for a third reading, actually, which will make it law, which will create for the first time ever dedicated funding for public transportation in the city of Memphis.
Excellent. Yeah.
So we're really excited about that. Mm-hmm. There'll be a third reading next week at the city council, and then the week following with the county commission. And with that, over time, we will have access to additional funding that will help us put additional service on the street. So
well, that sounds like a really wonderful plan, because there are so many folks that rely on MATA. Now, did I read somewhere too that you all have some new routes that you're going to be looking at, and some expedited pickup times and things like that? Talk about that.
Right. Well, we don't have any new routes per se, mm-hmm. but what we're planning to do really is start to implement the transit vision plan, which was something that was passed by the Memphis City Council several years ago.
Okay.
And the goal of that plan really was to create frequent service, to make transit more reliable, to reduce the waiting times that people have to endure when they're at the bus stop.
Right.
Take away some of those transfers and just cover, more low density areas, make it widespread, not just in the city center per se. And so that's what we're going to really, really attack first. We're going to look at, if we were to lay out a grid right now of all of the routes that MATA has, mm-hmm. which is about 29 at this point.
Okay.
There are 3 routes in particular that are our highest ridership routes, mm-hmm. which is 36 Lamar, 42 Crosstown, and of course the 50 Poplar.
Right.
And we're going to look at those routes first and see if we can increase the frequency on those routes. Why? Because those routes cover some of the most populous areas in the city where people are traveling.
Exactly.
And so if we're going to put more frequency in those areas in hopes of attracting even more ridership to public transit, which in turn will allow us to leverage that to bring in even more federal funding on top of that. So there's a method to the madness.
Absolutely that. If you're just joining us, we're speaking with Bacarra Mauldin. She is the chief of staff of MATA, and you talked about that, and it increased ridership, and of course, that obviously can bring in more dollars, and then more. I guess for you all to be able to plan, as you say, to decrease route weights and things like that. More plans maybe to eventually get more buses as well.
Absolutely. Now, buses are capital expenditures, so we're talking about operating dollars right now.
Okay.
But we absolutely have plans in place to increase our bus fleet as well. Replace some of the buses that need to be replaced so that our service gets to be even more reliable. So there are plans in the works to do all of that, actually.
Do you all control the trolleys downtown? Does that fall under your purview as well?
That absolutely does.
Okay. So is there anything new in reference to that in terms of more the trolley routes and or anything else in reference to that?
Well, it's funny you should ask that, because we've been testing a new acquisition that we got, and we actually got a trolley from the MTS system in San Diego.
Okay.
And so it's a more modern trolley car. If you go on a lot of our trolleys right now, some of them don't have air conditioning, things like that. And so now we're looking to try to upgrade the experience for Memphians and bring about a modern streetcar system on hopefully our Madison line. And so we've been testing that car to see if it works on our trolley rails. And so that process is going on right now. And so,
well, we always, at least I do when I'm downtown, there's something about the trolley, you know what I mean? I think it takes you back to a different time, a day and time, but there's something to me peaceful about watching them go up and down the street. And I would imagine it clearly is a big kick for the tourists that visit our city.
Absolutely, for tourists, but also people do. And I myself, you will find me on the trolley line too.
Okay.
Heading to City Hall. So we provide rides for tourists, for people that live in Memphis. It's a part of the Memphis experience, and I really encourage anyone that has not had an opportunity to come on down and jump on a trolley to do so, because that really is a part of the Memphis experience. I think we had some statistics that show about 80% of all the photos that are about the city of Memphis have the trolley in.
That's true. That's very, very true. That's true.
And so know that the trolleys as they aren't going away, but we're just looking for ways that we can enhance that experience and add to that experience. So
now I want to go back to what you were talking about a few minutes ago in terms of the funding. And you mentioned something to me, and I want to dig in a little bit deeper on this because you talked about being able to be in a position where you would get sustained funding every year, that you would which clearly for your strategic plan looking forward has to be a very big deal. So can you talk a little bit about in your how you all have been discussing what exactly the sustained funding would do and what your plans looking long range are?
Well, first of all, we are so grateful that Mayor Strickland even started the conversation and elevated it even more amongst the elected officials by bringing that into fruition through his budget. Right. So, I mean, first and foremost, we really appreciate that. But we also have a lot of gratitude for the city council as well as for the county commission. I mean, the two bodies are basically working in concert as they're considering this ordinance. Mm-hmm. So in order to do that, I mean, that's a huge deal. And I think that, all of those parties that are involved have something to really be proud of as they look to accomplish this. And I think this is a win for the residents of Memphis, as well as people who live, work, and play in the city. Mm-hmm. And so, and in Shelby County. So I believe that this is a huge deal, and I hope that people will really just take a moment to just embrace how important this is. If you look at any thriving economy for any major city all across the world, I was going to say United States, but really the world, mm-hmm. one constant is that they have good public transit, that they make investments in public transit. And so the fact that the city and the county are stepping up to the plate, that is going to do a lot for moving us forward, not only as a transit system, but as a city and as a county, and make us more competitive in the overall market to try to get more people, better business, grow the economy. It's a huge deal for the region. It is a slam dunk, actually.
Yeah, I can actually see that, and clearly the benefits of it. And I know it's been a struggle, and it's been a bit of a fight for you all, but something has triggered someone on the elected official side to say, you know what, let's look at MATA a little bit closer, and let's see what we can do, not only to help them, but to help our citizens, as you said a few minutes ago, because this really does have a lot of connectivity. I mean, once you get this, you can get new buses, and you can get, routes, and you can get buses to people faster. And this is sort of a feeder effect, is it not?
It is. Actually earlier this year, we rolled out a pilot with our microtransit service, Ready by MATA.
Right.
We have 3 zones. And really what I tell people all the time, for the average person, transit is a straight line. It's from where you start to where you're going. Mm-hmm. But we as the transit professionals, we look at transit as a circle, whereas we're trying to connect an entire network of origins and destinations, basically. And I brought up the microtransit because actually the way we look at it is we'd like to have the microtransit feed into the fixed route network. And then the fixed route network feeds into what is eventually coming online, which is our bus rapid transit system. That was the project that actually got us named in President Biden's budget. So this has been an exciting time. That was the $46 million that President Biden allocated for MATA. It's capital funds that are going to help us bring that bus rapid transit system to fruition and online. And so when those 3 modes are all up and running, we will have a fully connected network within Shelby County of transportation.
That's what I'm talking about, and that's very exciting, and it's very exciting for you. And I just want to say thank you for coming on the show and really talking to the audience about what MATA is up to, and more importantly, that the future looks bright. And we will be here anytime you have a new program or initiative or something you would like to share. You can always come back to Real Talk. I really appreciate you coming on tonight, though.
Well, thank you. We're going to hold you to it because it's an exciting time to be at MATA. Bacarra,
Mauldin, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Have a great evening. We'll talk soon.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. Well, now there you go. Everything you wanted to know about MATA, especially the future of MATA, which looks very bright, by the way, that you were afraid or did not know how to ask. That's why I'm here. Anyway, we'll thank very much Bacarra Mauldin for coming on the show and talking with us a little bit about that. We're going to take another break. And when we come back, we're going to shift our focus and we're going to talk about ice cream. You want to know more about that? Stay with us until the break is over. This is Real Talk Memphis. I am Chip. We're still hot, but we're still cool as well. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
If you like Real Talk, here's a way you can get involved. Do you have a show topic idea or suggestion? Want to be considered a guest or have a guest idea? Then send Chip a message on his Real Talk show page and you can be a part of the Real Talk experience. So as he always says, go out and tell somebody. We'll be right back.
The Orpheum Theater Group presents the new On Stage at the Halloran Center season, which kicks off this August. Experience a diverse array of live entertainment with music, magic, and more, including the return of the popular orchestra Unplugged and Songwriter Series events. For more information and to view the full lineup, visit orpheum-memphis.com/onstage. The Orpheum Theater Group presents the new On Stage at the Halloran Center season, which kicks off this August. Experience a diverse array of live entertainment with music, magic, and more, including the return of the popular orchestra Unplugged and Songwriter Series events. For more information and to view the full lineup, visit orpheum-memphis.com/onstage. The Brooks is open in Overton Park. Home to Memphis art collection since 1916, the Memphis Brooks Museum of Art holds the largest collection of world art in the region, with more than 10,000 works spanning 5,000 years of art and cultures. Remember, every Wednesday is free and open until 8 p.m. They are a proud sponsor of WYXR. For more information about the museum and their exhibitions, visit brooksmuseum.org. You belong at the Brooks. Girl Named Tom, winners of NBC's The Voice, visit Memphis at Graceland Soundstage on June 17th. With a sound inspired by both the classic and the contemporary, the group is the sonic link between Joni Mitchell and Taylor Swift. Tickets are available starting Friday, April 7th. For Girl Named Tom ticket information, visit gracelandlive.com.
This is Clark Ortiz, co-founder at Crosstown Brewing Company. We are proud to be WYXR's official beer sponsor for 2022. Memphis music deserves Memphis beer. Working with the WYXR team has been an awesome way to support local community radio and foster a deeper connection with music while doing it. Our Instagram and Facebook pages feature all the updates regarding CBC and WYXR's frequent collaborations. Enjoy following along.
Get Real Talk on the TuneIn mobile app under WYXR, and he's now streaming live on Facebook. And you can also catch a rebroadcast on YouTube. Just put WYXR in the search box and hit subscribe. Now back to more Real Talk with Chip Washington.
And welcome back to Real Talk Memphis. I'm sorry. My crew is giving me a hard time here, especially Lola. Off air can be sometimes very fun, but on air is fun too. So we talked about this before the break. I am very happy to have my next guest with me, a very entrepreneurial young woman who saw a need, and more importantly, she had a desire and she went after it. And, you know, we talked about how hot it is outside. Well, my next guest might be able to help you with that problem. Her name is Miss Kiamesha Wilson, and she is the owner of K's, Pints, and Scoops Ice Cream in Whitehaven, Mississippi. Tennessee, blah, blah, blah. Hey, Kiamesha, how are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
Well, you know, the heat's got me a little crazy, but other than that, I'm doing fine. Thank you, and welcome to Real Talk. I really appreciate having you.
Thank you. I'm excited about being here. Thank you for inviting me.
So listen, this deal you got going on in Whitehaven, K's, Pints, and Scoops. I'm to understand this has been a desire of yours for a while. You finally got it up and running. But first and foremost, tell us how you did it.
Well, it has been a journey, I like to say. I started on this journey about 2 years ago. I love ice cream. So most of the time when I travel, you can ask my family, I'm always looking for an ice cream shop or a dessert shop. Okay. So I have a sweet tooth. Yeah. But my sister 5 years ago bought me an ice cream machine, and I started making ice cream just for my family and friends. And then the pandemic lent me time that I never had before. So I started making a lot of ice cream. Okay. And then I started selling a few paints just to kind of see how it will work. And then I was like, oh, this is a good deal here. So I went to ice cream school. I found me a space to renovate. I learned a lot about flavors and renovating space and ice cream equipment and all of that. And then it took 2 years, and it finally came to fruition in May of this year.
That is absolutely incredible, and yeah, you're not the only one with a sweet tooth. I can tell you that right now. But and we all love ice cream. Now you had to talk about I think you went to Edge. Did you not work with Edge in terms of being able to get your footing in terms of the financial side of things?
Yes, I did work with Edge and Epicenter for some grants. Edge has a grant that a community grant for businesses where you can apply online. Then you go and present your case before their board, and it's the economic develop the economic, I think it's the economic development fund, but you apply online, then you go before the board and kind of present your case, and then they let you know whether or not they will sponsor you. So then they give you the grant. The grant will last for 3 years. You have to be in business 3 years to fully before the grant for 3 years for the grant to be able to completely clear. So it starts kind of as a loan, and each year it's a piece of it's forgivable. And then after 3 years, it's fully forgivable. If you're joining us,
just joining us, we're speaking with Kiamesha Wilson. She's the owner of K's Pints and Scoops Ice Cream in Whitehaven. Now, I'm to understand that you are a Whitehaven native. So hence the question. I mean, you know, clearly there was no other place for you to have your establishment set up. Am I correct?
I'm sorry, my Zoom kind of went out. What was your question?
No problem at all. I was saying that you are a Whitehaven native. You were born and raised in Whitehaven. So there was no other place in the city where you were going to open up a business rather than your home ground. Am I correct in that?
That is absolutely correct. I am a proud graduate of Whitehaven High School, and I have lived in Whitehaven most of my life. So when I knew that I wanted to bring a business and start a business in the city of Memphis, Whitehaven was the first place that I looked. Like I said, I always say it has a rich history and a great community for small businesses, and it actually has great accessibility. When you look at how easy it is to get here off the highways.
Yeah, absolutely that. So we're going to get into the location and the address and before we get let you go. But talk to me about the flavors. What you have? How many flavors do you have? Folks can. What are the hours? And folks can come in and check it out. Tell us a little bit about that.
All right, so we started with 5 to 6 flavors. We've been testing a few. So we started with those southern favorites like butter pecan and strawberry.
Okay.
We have a crowd favorite that's salted caramel. Salted caramel sells out almost every week.
Salty caramel.
And then lemon meringue is one that it's my favorite because I like everything lemon.
Okay.
But people have come in more often and ask for that lemon meringue. It's a sweet lemon. It tastes just like lemon meringue pie.
Wow.
And then we have black walnut, and then we'll be releasing just next week. We'll be releasing a new collection as well. So we're really excited about that one.
All right, so I'm going to put a damper on a lot of people's desire as to what you just said in terms of the flavors. I'm a basic dude, so I like chocolate and vanilla. And I haven't heard. See, don't be giving me the look like that's just boring. Well, okay, that's fine, but I'm just saying. I mean, is there a chocolate and or a vanilla in there anywhere or coming soon?
It's a vanilla.
Okay, all right.
We have a vanilla. It's called Not Your Basic Vanilla. It is a delicious vanilla. So I'm sure you would like it.
All right.
And then we have a chocolate in the works that we'll be releasing in July. So your favorites are coming, I promise.
I was about to say, and by the way, I think I read that you are already distributing your product, and is there not? We're in Crosstown Concourse right now. That's where we're doing this show. Are you not can you not buy your ice cream right across our hall over here at this store? Are you there? She froze.
Shelves, and you can get vanilla, butter pecan, strawberry, or salted caramel.
Now, I'm sorry. What's the name of the store over here? City Cafe. What's it called?
The Curb Market.
The Curb Market, and you're already distributing in the Curb Market.
Yes, so we're already there.
So when we leave here at 7 o'clock, we can roll over there and get some of your ice cream. Is that what you're trying to say?
You definitely can.
Wow. Is that the only place outside of your location so far, or are there more?
Right now, that is the only place. We do have, we are talking to some more markets and stores, but right now the Curb Market is our first. And then if you want to have it paired with a great dessert, you can go to the pizzeria also right down the hall from you and try our strawberry with the flourless chocolate cake there.
Look at you. My goodness gracious. You are off to a fantastic start. So before I let you go, give us the address and give us the hours, please.
So we are located at 2089 Winchester Road, right at the corner of Airways and Winchester.
Okay. Yep.
And we're open on Fridays from 3 to 7 and Saturdays from 12 to 6.
Well, I got to
also
go ahead.
Are kicking off a delivery program, a subscription service. So people can get 3 pints of ice cream delivered to their doorstep the last weekend of every month all summer.
Man, I got to tell you what, I am really excited for you. I am. And listen, people, you hear what's going on out here. She's got ice cream, and it sounds like it's good stuff. So support the product. Support. That's what we need, support, especially with our young entrepreneurs. Kiamesha Wilson, thank you so much for coming on my show. I have really enjoyed having you.
Thank you. I've enjoyed talking to you as well. It's been a great evening, a great 15 minutes.
Absolutely that. And we're going to have to try that ice cream. You're going to have to send me a note offline. Let me know when that chocolate hits, okay?
I will definitely do that.
Have a great evening. We'll talk soon, all right?
All right. Okay. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Okay, thanks. Bye-bye. Well, that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that, and I think the ladies did here, too. I mean, these are different little flavors and a lot of the popular, flavors. Nobody likes just basic stuff anymore, do they? Not really. People like flavor. There's different stuff, and I don't like it. Yeah. So we have to stop across the road over here and see what they got in the frozen food section. But we're going to take our final break, and when we come back, hopefully we'll be talking to a radio broadcast legend. Mr. Ron Olson will be joining our broadcast. This is Real Talk Memphis. Ready for ice cream? Quick break. Right back.
If you like Real Talk, here's a way you can get involved. Do you have a show topic idea or suggestion? Want to be considered a guest or have a guest idea? Then send Chip a message on his Real Talk show page and you can be a part of the Real Talk experience. So as he always says, go out and tell somebody. We'll be right back.
This is Will Goodwin, co-founder at Crosstown Brewing Company. Just like WYXR, Crosstown Brewing supports Memphis music and our neighbors who use their talents to make it. Our beers can be found at our 3,000 square foot tap room right here at the Crosstown Concourse and at your favorite bars, restaurants, and stores throughout Tennessee, Mississippi, and eastern Arkansas. Enjoy.
Tone is an arts and culture nonprofit elevating the full spectrum of Black communities in Memphis. By empowering artists and creatives, they are actively shifting the spotlight to showcase the actual people creating our culture. You can go see what they're all about at Tone HQ, their gallery in Orange Mound.
Mempho Music Festival returns to Radiance Amphitheater at Memphis Botanic Garden on September 30th through October 2nd. This year's fest features the excitement of the Black Keys, Widespread Panic, Wilco, Jason Isbell, Portugal the Man, Tank and the Bangers, Bobby Rush, and many more. Visit memphofest.com for ticket packages, lineup information, FAQs, and more. That's memphofest.com.
Music meets you wherever you are. A great record finds you, and the trick it pulls off is that it records you. The music always remembers who you were when it first hit you, and for the rest of your natural-born life, wherever you go, music can take you back to whoever you were. At Loaded for Bear, the way we approach art and brand design is to find our clients wherever they really are, meet them there, and create lasting work that captures who they are. Just like y'all, we're from Memphis, and we're listeners. Loaded for Bear is proud to ride for WYXR and community radio anywhere.
Memphis Listening Lab proudly supports WYXR. They provide a curated collection of music and music history, a forum for music-related talks and performances, and a music education, appreciation, and experimentation space located in Crosstown Concourse. The lab is open Tuesday through Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can find out more information on their Instagram page at Memphis Listening Lab or on their website at memphislisteninglab.org.
Get Real Talk on the TuneIn mobile app under WYXR, and he's now streaming live on Facebook. And you can also catch a rebroadcast on YouTube. Just put WYXR in the search box and hit subscribe. Now back to more Real Talk with Chip Washington.
Yes, indeed. And welcome back to Real Talk Memphis on this Monday evening. I am really delighted to have this young fellow with me. He has been a broadcast icon in the city of Memphis for more years than I can count, at least 3 decades, maybe even 4. I was doing my homework before I had him on the show, and I found out he worked at K97. And, of course, many of you knew him from the big bulk of his career at FM 100. Right. And now he is on each and every morning from 6 to 10 a.m. Along with his sidekick, Karen, on the River 104.5 FM. It is my pleasure to welcome Ron Olson to the show. Ron, thanks for coming on, man.
Good to be here. Can you hear me okay?
I got you, baby. You look good with your trademark shades. That's you all the way.
This is a miracle that I'm even on here. I'm so technically challenged. This is a home run. First off, let me talk about your control room there. Good Lord. How beautiful is that?
Yeah.
I mean, look at that.
Yeah.
That's very cool, man.
It's not bad. It's not bad. You said
what a radio station should look like. That is awesome, man. Awesome. I'm glad to be here with you tonight, too. This is going to be fun.
Absolutely that. So listen, you've been doing this radio thing for a long time, and for novices like me who have been doing this is my 3rd year doing this radio talk show. Talk to me about what it is about radio, and in particular for you, morning radio, that gets you up and moving on a daily basis.
I just love what I do. It's one of those things that I've always loved it since, I've been a big fan of radio since I was a kid. I started in community radio at Rhodes College and over at the University of Memphis. That's kind of where I cut my teeth, and I love it. And my first attraction to radio was all about the music. I was a complete, like a lot of kids growing up, just obsessed with music and of all kinds. And that kind of, I look back and it kind of led me to a career in radio. I got a couple breaks, met the right people at the right time, and I've been doing it. I started actually in 1974.
Wow. Okay.
So I've been, and they can't make me go away. So I keep I love it. I mean, it's one of the things, like some guys like bass fishing, some guys like, whatever. But I love radio more than anything else.
Well, it shows, my friend. You've been entertaining folks in Memphis and the Mid-South for a very long time. And, as you continue on in your career, a lot of folks in this town have grown up listening to you. Whatever station that you've been on, right?
Right.
And so they continue. So you're raising a generation, of listeners and new listeners, and now some of the first listeners are old listeners, and I think you guys both grew up together. Am I correct in that?
Yeah, absolutely. It is kind of like that. It's I think it's rare that somebody would stay in a market. Very few people are in a market for an extended period of time like this. There's a lot of jumping around and moving around, and it's a very transient job. But, I run into people all the time. They're my age that have, their kids grew up listening to us in the car, or a lot of people that are working in radio now used to listen to Ron, Steve, and Karen when we were
That's right.
Back in the 90s and stuff. And so it's good to hear that. I love hearing the fact that there's a lot of younger people that listen to like The River, for example, and they enjoy the music, and it's fun. That's what we get to do every day, is play music and talk about everything that's not political or religious. We just keep it fun and weird, is what we do.
That's right. We're talking to Ron Olson, ladies and gentlemen, radio broadcast legend in this town. And I would be remiss if I did not say quite a belated congratulations. 2 years ago, you were inducted into the Tennessee Radio Hall of Fame. Well-deserved, my friend. And how when you found out about that honor, what did it do to you?
Well, it was pretty cool. I was surprised. I think Ron Childers and Earl Farrell came down to the station pretending that they were filming something else for television.
Okay.
Then they kind of dropped it on me, said that you've been selected to be in it. And it was like really cool. I thought, I never really thought about it before, but it's an honor to be there. And 2 years ago, I got inducted at the same time with Bobby OJ,
right?
Which was a real thrill to get to hang with Bobby. And, we've both been doing it as long as we can remember, from back in the early 70s, really.
I was going to allude to that, and I was going to ask you. I know you knew him for a very, very long time, and for a lot of us are still dealing with that tremendous loss. What are some of your favorite memories of working with Bobby O?
Well, I really got to know him when I was doing the K97 thing back in I was there from 79 through 84.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were real competitive with WDIA, and it was some great battles. And, WDIA has always been, the king dog of radio. I think they're, a blueprint for how radio should be done. And they love the community, but it was fun to get on K97, which was a big thumping monster that was the most fun I've ever had in radio. The 4 years up there, I got so many stories I wish I could share with you, but some of them I can't.
I understand.
It was fun though, man. We had a ball, and it was a great time of my life, and that's when I was having so much fun. That's when I decided to get married and get my wife Vicki along for the ride. And so I've been married like 42 years now.
Oh man, wonderful. That's a major blessing. So listen, before I can't let you go without something that you're also well known for, and that's your art. Talk a little bit about your art and the art of painting guitars.
Yeah, it's amazing. I got into it about, it seemed like 8 or 9 years ago. Had a friend of mine that owns David's frame shop across the street from East High School. I used to always go by there and look around in the back because he frames all the really, really good artists in town. So for 20 years, I was going by looking at this stuff. And finally he said, here, I'm going to give you a piece of paper. Here's some stuff. You obviously want to do this. He sent me to the art store and said, go buy some stuff and just start.
Mm-hmm.
So I did, and it was kind of funky, and I'm self-taught, so I didn't really know what I was doing. And one day I was in an art show at the Botanic Gardens, and this lady named Linda Hill from Le Bonheur Children's Hospital came in. She was looking at the art show. She came up, tapped me on the shoulder, and said, "I just bought 3 of your pieces to put in the hospital." I'm like, "What?
Oh my!
You're kidding me!" So that was like kind of set the hook and sparked it. And I believe that the guitar is basically the symbol of Memphis. I think Memphis will always be the music capital of the world, and it always has been and always will be. So I think that's symbolic of the city. And so I try to find, different ways to express the art, and I love doing it. And it's so much fun, and it's just something that just flows out of me. So early in the morning on Saturday or Sunday, I'm usually up and at 'em painting, or on a slow Friday night, I'm upstairs painting my little art studio. And
cool.
And I'm just always looking for new ideas for pieces.
You have always been pretty selfless in terms of your giving heart. You participate in more fundraisers and more ways to really give back to the city. Tell us a little bit about that. Where does that come from? I mean, one thing that people will say about you is, the guy is always involved and always trying to find out what he can do to help somebody else.
Well, my partner, Karen Perrin, and I both believe that, you can give away cars. And of course, we used to do that in the old days, and money here and there and money here and there and everywhere. But it's when you do something for the community, that's when it really makes a difference. And I learned that from a friend of mine in Texas, and he was really successful down in Dallas. And, I've listened to his show, and we're doing the same kind of thing. And I asked him, one night I just asked him, what are you doing that makes the difference? Why are you so successful? He said that we look for little things in the community every single day that we can do something about. For example, a little girl is fighting with cancer. Her dog passes away. They go out and get a new dog, knock on the door the next day and give her a dog. And they continue to do things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Back in 99, we did this 28 hours for Officer Overton. A police officer was killed in the line of duty. His wife was 8 months pregnant. So that when I came back from meeting him in Dallas, I was looking for an opportunity. And I was driving to work one morning. I saw that on the front page. And I said, this is the moment that we got to strike before anybody else does. Let's make a difference. And in 28 hours, we raised like $300,000+ to give to the his wife,
his widow,
and the newborn child. So that was kind of a spark. And then every time there was a police officer or fireman killed in the line of duty, over at Channel 5, we got them to do the same thing over and over and over.
That's right.
And it's same thing when 9/11. We raised $900,000 and flew it up to New York in October after that disaster, and things like that. And it doesn't have to be big; it can be small. Make-A-Wish, a Race for the Cure. My new thing now is a pancreatic cancer fight. They have a big 5K every year that I'm behind. So this stuff it doesn't cost a thing to do it, and it's one of those things that people always remember and thank you for.
Well, I tell you what, man, I got to get out of here, but we want to thank you for all the fun and all the entertainment and everything that you've given us as listeners for the last 3-4 decades. And thank you, man, for coming on the show. I really am glad it worked out. And
One more quick thing.
Go.
I went to the Elvis movie last night.
How was it?
It was great.
Okay.
It's really, really good.
Okay.
And it makes Memphis look good, too, so that's a plus.
That's what I'm talking about. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
All right.
Ron Olson, thank you so much for coming on Real Talk, man. I appreciate you.
You got it, buddy. You sound great.
Thank you, man. Talk to you soon. Take care.
All right.
All right. Ron Olson, ladies and gentlemen. What a way to wrap this show. And as Lola plays us out, I want to thank all my guests tonight. It's been a really, really good show. Ron Olson, man, that's a good dude right there. I like him a lot. Anyway, thanks to Kiamesha Wilson. Thanks to Barbara Mauldin from MATA for joining us on this big broadcast tonight. Thank all of you for watching and checking us out this evening. It has been another blast. And if the Lord says so, we will be back here, same time, same station, same seat. We'll try to do it a little bit better. So in the meantime and between time, for Lola and for Nicole and for your boy Chip, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And as I said before, we'll try to do it a little bit better next week. So I'm Chip, and I'm out. And between now and then, stay cool. Have a great week.